happening, my friends? It's Cat Sports again, back for another afternoon with the family. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. It's just boxing talk. We're a group of people who just love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. And you don't have to have a podcast. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. That's all. Miss Cass, hashtag JBT. BBO Boxing TV, hashtag JBT. Al Booger, Mike Mazik, Ray Patterson, straight out of New Jersey. Salute to everyone, and welcome to another episode of Cat Sports, the Box Historian. Today, boxing champions who retired undefeated. And you know what time it is. If it's Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Box Historian, bringing you all that boxing history. Boxing is the greatest sport of them all. That's why we love it. Can't get enough of it. How's everyone doing this Tuesday afternoon, still early in the week? Well, if you noticed, my little dollar sign is gone. I don't know, but they penalized me for something. I just got it, and now they took it. But I'll get it back. Yeah, I don't even know what I did. Jay Hardcore said him and Lonnie was trying to super chat me yesterday, and they couldn't. And I looked, I said, my dollar sign is gone, man. But I think it was probably that little opening. I played the 3 fights. I played like a minute of each. That's got to be what it was, yeah. With my dollar sign. There, so hey, shit happens, right? But I'll get it back. But how's everybody today? Tuesday afternoon edition of Cat Sports, the Box Historian. We are going to be talking about boxing champions. I got 15 boxing champions who retired undefeated from the sport. Okay, you know, like Floyd, Andre Ward, Ricardo Lopez, you know, Edwin Valero, Joe Kawasaki, Rocky, of course, Rocky on the thumbnail. Yeah. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And also today we're going to be talking about boxers who won titles in 4 or more weight classes. Okay? So big show today, early in the week. Cat Sports, the Box Historian, part of that Fire JBT network. How's everybody today? And coming up this week, we have, tomorrow is going to be brought to you by Remo. It's going to be the biggest upset in boxing. Some of the biggest upsets in boxing history. Of course, Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson will probably be number 1, you know, and probably Joe Louis, Max Schmeling 1 will be on the list because nobody expected Max Schmeling to win that one. Yeah, which he did. I think he stopped Joe. And then Thursday, the Boxing in the State series continues this week with Idaho. And Friday, the life and career of Zab Judah. Well, I was almost to 100. You know, they send you your money when you get up to 100. But I was up in the 90s, so they may as well go ahead and send me that, right? Don't make me wait until I get my dollar sign back. Send me my $90, YouTube. Make you feel like blowing something up, man. but hey, shit happens. But yeah, my dollar sign is gone, man. I'm looking all over the place, see if I can find it. Anybody see it? I don't. Yeah, they got me. It had to be those 3 fights that I show in the opening, so I guess I got to stop showing that. But I wasn't hurting nobody. Just 3 old fights I would show. Start that was my opening, but that's the only thing I could see that I could have possibly got copyrighted for a year. But it's all good. Forget what you heard. It's all good. But we still gonna talk about boxing champions who retired undefeated, and later in the show, we're going to have some fighters 16 fighters that won titles in 4 or more weight classes. Yep. Like Manny got 8, Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray, Oscar, Tommy Hearns. Yeah. So we're going to cover that today too. But how's everybody today? I was doing okay. But hope everybody's having a good day so far. Because Monday through Friday, 2 p.m., it's the Boxtorian, bringing you all that boxing history. I couldn't find any fights for this weekend. I know we got the Monster coming up on the 3rd next Tuesday. But this weekend, I don't think we have anything. Of course, we get started about 2:30. Wow, only 2:10. Yeah. But nope, nothing this weekend. But the Monster will make up for it Tuesday. He's fighting, I'll tell you in a minute. Barroso on the card. Yeah, Barroso got to go all the way to Japan to get a fight because these guys are afraid of him. Remember, the man won the title eliminator, can't get a title shot. Why did they even put him in a title eliminator if they wasn't going to give him his title shot, right? That's crazy. But let me check again. This weekend is what, the 20th? No, 24th. Yeah, I didn't see any boxing. But it picks back up Tuesday, from Japan. That's their big fight day over there. They fight on Tuesdays. Like ours is Saturday. Yeah. Nope. September 3rd, Tuesday. Naoya Inoue, TJ Doheny. Yeah, for Inoue's undisputed junior featherweight titles. And then it's another title fight on the card. Couple Japanese fighters. Barroso is fighting Andy Hirayaka. 12 rounds, junior welterweights, of course. Yeah. But nothing for Saturday. Nothing for the next couple Saturdays. Of course, Canelo and Berlanga is the 14th. Now we might not like that main event, Canelo and Berlanga, but it's a pretty good card overall. Got Landy Lara is fighting Danny Garcia. Caleb Plant on the card against Trevor McCombie. That should be a pretty good fight. Rolly's making his return on that card, so not a bad card at all. So yeah, that's coming up September 14th. We're in pretty good shape as boxing fans. Let's talk fashion coming back up tomorrow, 10 a.m. That's Remo. Let's talk fashion, hashtag JBT. Yeah, I got some pretty good upsets for you tomorrow. We're going to talk about one of the biggest upsets in boxing history. That's brought to you by Remo. That's this week's show coming out of the chat. We're going to get started in about 10 or 15 minutes. Waiting for 2:30 to get here. Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can get that. We were doing a little tribute to Melanin Queen for all the great work she does for the JBT. And we wanted to put her super chat in here. I mean, her cash app. Super chat is on my mind because my dollar sign is gone. My dollar sign has left the building. God damn YouTube. But yeah, Melanin Queen, we was trying to get her blessed. Here's her cash app right here because she does great work for us. And we're always putting it up on our channels. So, anybody that could drop something on the Queen, it would be appreciated because she deserves it. She does. She's our secretary, and she just does all kind of good stuff for us. So there's her cash app right there. Melanin Queen, $ Melanin Queen 1027. There it is. I think I'm going to pin it in there. Yeah. Yeah, it's pinned in the chat. Melanin Queen's cash app. There it is. Okay. Well, how's everybody doing this Tuesday afternoon? Fresh off the weekend. I remember. Yeah, it was a pretty good card we had this weekend. Billy Derevyanchenko was fighting with one arm, but he still hasn't been stopped. And Billy couldn't get him out of there. I think it's a matter of time before Billy goes up against a good counter puncher, and he doesn't have that good of a defense, Canelo would probably put him to sleep. Coming there punching all wild. Canelo would do the same thing to him he did to Jaime Munguia, drop him. Punch right in between. Yeah. He couldn't get a one-armed man. He didn't stop Derevyanchenko, did he? Couldn't get a one-armed man out of there. So, but a good card overall. I can't believe we don't have no fights this weekend. I just couldn't find any. But we're going to make up for it Tuesday where we see the monster, Naoya Inoue, in there against TJ Doheny. I don't see anybody at 122 right now giving the monster any kind of trouble at all. And 126 neither, really, to be honest with you. I don't see anybody at oh man, before like 135 to get the monster any trouble. But Bam Rodriguez was at 115. Just one weight class in between them. I wouldn't mind seeing that one. That would be a good one. Bam and the monster. It was talking about Bam and Tank. I mean, the monster and Tank. Bam and the monster are closer than the monster and Tank. Excuse me. It's two weight classes in between Tank and the monster, but only one between the Bam. But I think Bam was going to rematch Juan Francisco Estrada. I don't know why. It'll be the same result. Yep. They got some pretty good boxers on there. They're retired undefeated. Terry Marsh, some old guys. I got one name. I'm gonna definitely have to put that in the chat. Wow, this name got like 20 letters in the last name. Only thing I know it starts with the S. Edwin Valero. We talked about him last week. I forgot what the show was, but he was the one that killed his wife. He was 27 old. Then he killed his wife. Well, accused of killing her, and then he killed himself in police custody. Yeah, promising career. Yeah, Edwin Valero. Yeah, tragedy. Yeah, committed suicide in police custody. How do you do that? Edwin makes the list. I don't think he was retired yet, but he didn't fight anymore. He was undefeated. 27-0. Yep. I think he had a serious knockout rate too. Let me retrieve my calculator before we get started. Yeah, me and Old School still got the show on Muhammad Ali coming up too. He was here yesterday, but he hasn't notified me about when we're going to be. He's going to be available to do that. It's supposed to be this week, maybe tomorrow. He said Tuesday or Wednesday now, so we'll see. But that's coming up. Muhammad Ali. I want to see what Old School thinks about the Muhammad Ali Teofimo Stevenson matchup. I always said it depends when it happens as to who wins that. You know, early 70s Ali, late 70s Stevenson. Because remember, early 80s Trevor Berbick beat Ali. That Ali ain't beating no Teofimo Stevenson. Teofimo was going strong around that time. Just winning his third Olympic gold medal. And Ali was already suffering from Parkinson's a little. You know, around that time. He wasn't beating no Teofimo Stevenson. There's hardcore boxing news. Yeah, Jay, my dollar sign is gone. I think it was those little 3 videos I was playing at the opening. I was playing like 20 seconds of 3 different fights, old fights. I think that's what they got me. But I can't find an email. But yeah, they got me. Mm-hmm. But I was up to like $90-something, close to $100. So they should just go ahead and send me my $90-something. I don't even know how long it is for, but yeah, they got me. My dollar sign is gone, but it'll be back. But the Cash App is still there. But I got Melanin Queen's Cash App pinned in there too, you know. Trying to get people to show her some love because all the love she's been showing to JBT. But Joe in the building and hardcore boxing news, hashtag JBT. That's J Hardcore, yeah. In the building. Yep. Melanin Queen's Cash App is pinned in there. Mine is on the screen. Support the grind. Melanin Queen has been doing great things for the JBT. She's our secretary, but she went far and beyond that. Yeah, she'll be in here in a little while. We're going to get started in about 5 minutes or so. Boxing champions who retired undefeated. Rocky Marciano, he's the only heavyweight champion to retire undefeated. Now we got a heavyweight champion that's undefeated, Usyk, but he's not retired. So, yeah, Rocky is the only one so far. Oh, Melanin Queen, I didn't know you was in here. Melanin Queen 27 is in the building. What's up, Melanin Queen? How are you today? I was just talking about you. All the great work you do. Yeah. Yeah, show her some love, everybody. Super chat. I keep saying, I'm thinking about my dollar sign. That's why I keep saying super chat. I'm still looking to see if it's down there. Maybe it's hidden under something, but no, it's gone. But it'll be back. But yeah, Melanin Queen's Cash App is pinned in there. Pinned in the chat. There it is up there. See it? It's dollar sign Melanin Queen 1027. I believe that's her birthday, right? But yeah, Rocky Marciano, Floyd, and I was just talking about Edwin Valero. He was 27-0 when he allegedly killed his wife. He never got his trial and stuff because he committed suicide in police custody. He made the list. Finished his career undefeated. You know, and a bunch of old guys. And then remember, we're going to talk about, I got 16 guys that won titles in 4 or more weight divisions. Now, Manny won 8, but 4 of them was down there where, you know, flyweight 112 to what is it? Super bantamweight 122. That's just 10 pounds between 4 weight classes, man. Oh yeah. That's like almost like one weight division when I get up like 160, 168, 8 pounds. That's 4 divisions between 112 and 122. Crazy, ain't it? The farther you get up to the heavier classes, the further apart they're spread out. Like Manny went up 42 pounds. Now Thomas Hearns only got 5 weight divisions as champion, but he went up more pounds than Manny. Hearns went up like 50-something pounds because he was going through divisions that was spread further apart than the ones Manny was going through. Okay, but Manny got more divisions, but Hearns got more pounds, that he covered going through his classes, right? Wow. They owe somebody $10,000. So I gotta wait until I get my dollar sign back and then go over 100, I guess. But it's all good. Stuff happens, Yeah, it had to be. I was playing these little like 20 seconds of 3 fights in the opening. I didn't play it today, and it was a Rocky Marciano and somebody, and Joe Louis and Max Bayer and Sugar Ray and Gene Fulmer, like 20 seconds of each. Come up to like a minute just before I came on. I guess they hit me for that, but I didn't see an email. But I'll find it. They have to give you some kind of notification, I guess. I'm still looking for it. I keep seeing a little smiley face, thinking that's it. But we're gonna get ready to get started in a couple minutes. Lonnie Lee will be here. He gets off at 2:30. Wouldn't be fair to start at 2 because he's here every day and have him miss almost the entire. Miss so much of the show when he's here every day. So we start at 2:30. Everybody can't sit at work with that little earpiece in listening to YouTube. Some jobs don't play that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But we're about another 5 minutes. We're gonna get started on retired boxing champions who retired undefeated. Mr. 50-0 is on here. We got a 51-0 too. Ricardo Lopez was 51-0, but he had a draw. So I guess Floyd said if Ricardo Lopez wouldn't have had that draw, you better believe it, Floyd would have went for 52 to pass that 51. But Ricardo was 51-0-1. So I guess Floyd looked at that as a blemish and stopped at 50. He passed Rocky, right? Rocky that was untied, didn't have any unbeaten, undrawed, anything. But Ricardo Lopez had one draw. But he did go back and beat the man that he had the draw with. But 51-0-1. Yep. So Floyd don't have the most as undefeated. It's Ricardo Lopez, but he has that draw in there too. I guess some people look at that as a blemish, but never beaten. Okay. Never beaten. And Ricardo's on here. Bad man. He almost was the second, like Joe Louis had the entire 40s, only man to be champion for an entire decade. Ricardo was almost champion for the entire 90s, but he was champion from 91 to 98. But then 90 to 98, then he decided to vacate and go up. He was at strawweight 105. He decided to go up to 108 and try for the title up there. So he vacated his title. So he missed by just few months. Missed by some months from being champion for being the second man to be champion for an entire decade. Yeah. But he went up and became champion at 108, junior flyweight. So yeah. But he made the list. 51-0. Yeah. Okay. Let's get ready to do it. Boxing champions who retired undefeated. And of course, we had some link time at the end. Yeah. Okay. Let's go with today's show. How is everybody today? Still early in the week. Uh, Tomorrow is some of the biggest upsets in boxing history. And then Thursday, Boxing in the State Series continues with Idaho. Yeah, Idaho had a little boxing history. The University of Idaho had a great boxing team because back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, the NCAA had an NCAA boxing tournament. You know, like they had the basketball now. Yep, they did. Boxing was big back in college back in those days. University of Idaho had a good team. University of Wisconsin was good. And then Friday, the profile is the life and career of Zab Judah this week. We're going to be talking about Zab, yep. But today, we're going to be talking about boxers, boxing champions who retired undefeated, okay? Now, there have been thousands of professional boxers over the years, but most of them, even the greats, lost a fight or two along the way. Now, retiring undefeated in the sport is quite an accomplishment, right? And this list today features 15 boxers who were world champions and managed to finish their careers without losing one fight, okay? Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Okay. Get up to my slide display. Look at them 3 fights. I still got them on here. I'm going to delete y'all as soon as I finish today. I might make a mistake and play it again. I guess they'll add some more time to me, won't they? Gotta laugh. And you feel like crying? Laugh. Okay. The first one is Terry Marsh. Okay? Terry Marsh. There he is. All right. Music okay? Yeah, I guess. Okay. Now, England's Terry Marsh made this list in his second to last career pro fight. He didn't win his title till next to his the fight next to his last fight was when he won his title. He was undefeated, but he didn't have a title until his next to last fight, right? When he stopped Joe Manley for the IBF Junior Welterweight title in April of 2007. Marsh then defended it 4 months later with a 7th round knockout of Akio Kameda and duly hung up his gloves with a near perfect record of 26 wins, no losses, and 1 draw with 10 knockouts. The only blemish on his record was an 8-round draw with Lloyd Christie in 1982. Now, although Marsh had a fine amateur career as a European champion and went undefeated as a pro, he didn't really take on any elite opponents during his short career from 1981 to 1987. He's a former Royal Marine, and he now suffers from epilepsy, and he recently took up the hybrid sport of chess boxing, becoming a welterweight champion. He's also dabbled in acting and politics. Terry Marsh, retired undefeated, 26-0 with 1 draw. Okay? So you had to pay attention there. Nobody came. And next is Perry Simon. Got some good pictures today, too. These still pictures, I don't know, they can't get you for still pictures, can they? Well, they would. I've been doing this for so long. It would have been said something about that. Perry Simon. I've been doing this ever since I had my channel, so no, it can't be the pictures. It's those 3 videos I played at the beginning. But let it go, Cass. Do the show. Okay, cry after the show. You got people listening. Okay, Harry Simon. There's Harry right there. Okay. Fighting from 1994 to 2016. Oh, yeah, today ain't Wednesday. Fighting from 1994 to 2016, 22-year career. Perry Simon of Namibia was a WBO junior middleweight champion. He won the title with a decision over Winky Wright in 1998 and went on to defend it 4 times. He vacated the title and won it back in April of 2002 by beating Armand Krajnik. But Simon was involved in a couple of car accidents and was stripped of the belt when he was too injured to defend it, okay? The ex-champ was sentenced to 2 years in prison in 2005 for culpable homicide in one of the accidents, but appealed it and returned to the ring in 2007 after a 5-year absence. And Simon served his sentence from 2007 to 2009 and once again returned to the ring in 2010 as a light heavyweight. He retired with a perfect record of 30 wins, no losses, 22 knockouts, and a knockout ratio of 73%. They read my mind because I sure was going to check it. 73%. And other than Winky Wright and Krajnik, Simon fought mostly grade B opposition with opponents such as Wayne Alexander, Hassim Sharifi, and Rodney Jones. Okay? But he retired undefeated. 30-0, 73% knockout rate. Okay? Perry Simon. Now this one, I'm gonna have. I want y'all to see this name, man. His first name is Pitchit, I guess. Pitchit, I guess. Y'all got to see this, man. I'm not fooling with this. Wait till you see it. Chit. Okay. Anybody can pronounce this name, I will drop the link for you and let you come up and pronounce it for me because I don't think anybody can in here. This might take me 10 minutes to type it in. Don't leave. It's got like 20 letters in it. Sit Bang. P-R-A-C. Wait till you see this, man. This is a doozy. H-A-N. This is what I'm getting ready to talk about next. Right there. There it is. Pitchit, what is it? Sit Bang for Chang? But that's this guy right here. He's next. Okay, that's him. That's Sit Bang. I'm gonna call him PS. That's his new initials. PS. Get a draw and shouldn't, Jay. You right about that. You all right. Okay, Jay. I'm gonna do that as soon as I finish. But don't forget, everybody, we are trying to pay a tribute to Melanin Queen 27 today and show her some love. Her Cash App is pinned in the chat, okay? Because she's been just doing some great things for the organization, okay? So show her some love if you can. But that's PS. See his name? There's his name in the chat. Joe said I can't pronounce it, but it looks like a fun activity. Yeah. Joe, I didn't even try it, man. But PS, he's from Thailand, right? And then they got another name he also used. I can't pronounce that one neither. But he went 24-0 as a flyweight with 18 knockouts. And he fought all of his fights in Thailand, right? After turning pro in 1988, he was a southpaw. He won the IBF championship in November 1992, and he held it until 1994. He defended the belt 5 times and also fought several non-title fights while holding the belt. He retired for the first time in 1994, and he gave up the belt, but he returned in 1996 for 1 fight before retiring again. But came back 4 years later for 2 more fights before hanging up the gloves for good. Now, his best wins were over Miguel Martinez, Rodolfo Bianco, Dan Nietis, Antonio Perez, and Jose Luis Zapata. Okay? TS. There's OPS, okay? Went 24-0, 18 knockouts. Not a bad knockout rate. There he is. PS. If anybody can pronounce his name, there it is. It's in there. Yeah, Joseph. Jimmy crack corn and yeah. I'm not even gonna try. I don't even know where to start at, man. It's bang for Jane. Okay. But next, retired undefeated champion, Jawan Kim. Jawan Kim. And that's Jawan on the left. Okay? Jawan Kim is our next undefeated world champion. I got 15 undefeated world champions here today, okay? Now, Jawan Kim hailed from South Korea, and he was a boxing star in the amateurs with several gold medals to his credit in various tournaments across the globe. Got out of the southpaw stance, turned pro in 1982, and he won a few regional titles. And then he stopped his countryman, Seo Sung-in. That's when he won the IBS Super Bantamweight title. That was in January 1985. He defended that championship 4 times, 3 of them by knockouts. And 3 of the times was against ex-world champions. Then he retired as the undefeated belt holder at the end of 1986. His biggest wins were against Bobby Berner, Seo Sung-in, Rudy Kasikas, and Ruben Palacios. The reason he walked away from the sport after just 4 years was to sing and act in the theater. He didn't win all his fights, though, as he fought to a pair of 10-round draws with Nepali Alamake early in his career. And his final record was 16 wins, no losses, 2 draws, 7 knockouts. Yeah, I did some butchering doing that one. Oh my goodness. Milhail Lee, I guess. There he is. Milhail Lee, another retired champion, right? Everybody hitting the appreciation button? Okay. Milhail Lee was born in Romania, but he fought his entire pro career out of Germany, okay? And that's why he also went by the name Michael Lowe. Now, Lee was a 4-time national champion as an amateur with a record of 190 wins and 10 losses. And then he fought professionally from 1991 to 1997, 6-year career with a record of 28 wins, no losses, 10 knockouts. Okay? He won the vacant WBO welterweight championship in 1997 with a decision win over Santiago Samaniego. He defended the belt 7 months later by majority decision over Michael Carruth, and that was the end of his pro boxing days. Unfortunately, he didn't take on any elite opponents during his career. He had suffered an injury which wouldn't allow him to box anymore, but then followed in his father's and brother's footsteps by turning to rally driving. He became quite good at it and later won a Romanian national championship. Wow. Race car driving. So from boxing to that. But he was undefeated during his career. Milhail Lee. Next is Jimmy Berry. Oh, that's a nice, easy name. Jimmy Berry. Thank you, Jimmy. Jimmy Berry. That's part of the first one I didn't butcher today. There's Jimmy Berry. Old school guy. Lonnie Lee come in yet? Nope. Okay. Now, we're going to go back in time to another era of boxing for Jimmy, the Little Tiger Berry from Chicago. He fought from 1891 to 1899. Okay, went way back. Official record of 59 wins, no losses, 10 draws, 40 knockouts. Wow, that's a lot of draws, 10 of them. Bury boxed 10 draws in his career, including each one of his last 9 fights. Wow. So he was 59-0, had 1 draw. Then all of his last 9 fights in his career were draws. Isn't that something? Wow. He won the vacant world bantamweight title in December 1894 and retired as the undefeated king in September of 1899. Walter Crute, one of Bury's opponents, died the day after their fight in December 1897. And the champion was charged with manslaughter. How did you do that? You know, the man died in the boxing ring. But the charges were dropped after examinations revealed Crute's death was caused when his head bounced off the floor after being knocked down. What if it wasn't because of bouncing off the floor? How are you going to charge the man? It's a fight. That's crazy. The tragedy then resulted in the introduction of the padded ring canvas. What was it fighting on before? Wood? Bury felt terrible about Crute and fought 10 times after the accident with just 1 more win. That's when he had all those draws. Yep, his last 10 fights, he had 1 win and 9 draws. Wow, that's crazy. But he was undefeated, 59-0. Jimmy Bury, nice easy name. Oh boy, here we go again. The next one is Dmitry Pirog. Dmitry Pirog. I think that's right. Dmitry Pirog. Okay. Dmitry Pirog of Russia had a relatively short pro career from 2005 to 2012, 7 years. He retired due to a back problem, but managed to go 20-0 with 15 knockouts. That's not a bad rate. He also got his hands on the WBO middleweight championship in 2010 and held on to it for 2 years. Pirog reportedly went 230 as an amateur and won several regional pro fights before meeting Daniel Jacobs for the vacant WBO middleweight championship in July 2010. Now, Jacobs was the clear favorite coming into the fight, but Pirog pulled off a huge shock by stopping the unbeaten Jacobs in the 5th round. He defended the title 3 times and was then stripped of it for opting to meet fellow champion Gennady Golovkin rather than defend it against Hassan Nadam, who was the WBO's interim champ. Unfortunately, Pirog retired before meeting Golovkin, but his biggest wins came over Daniel Jacobs, Nobuhiro Ishida, Gennady Martirosyan, and Kofi Gentua. Okay. I'm trying. A lot of butchering going on today, but it's all good. Jack McAuliffe is next. There's Jack McAuliffe, okay? Boxing champion that retired undefeated. There's Lonnie Leah today. Anybody see my dollar sign down there? I don't see it. I'm still hoping that it will appear. Maybe they made a mistake. Excuse me. Let me take a drink of water. Maybe they made a mistake. Jay said they ain't make no mistake. They snatched that thing. I was just getting it. Damn. Jack McAuliffe. Okay. Let it go, Cat. Like Jimmy Bury, Jack McAuliffe of Cork, Ireland, boxed in the late 19th century. He was a lightweight who fought in America from 1885 to 1897 with an official ring record of 28 wins, no losses, 10 draws. There's another one, 10 draws with 20 knockouts. He also fought many more unofficial fights and was known as the Napoleon of the ring. He was recognized as the very first lightweight champion of the world between 1886 and 1893. In the Hall of Fame, started out in the amateur ranks 2 years before turning professional. And boxing was a lot different in that era. McAuliffe often fought more than 20 rounds, with his longest fight being recorded at 64 rounds, okay? It was a lot different. We had the no decision era, right? And the fight went on until one guy couldn't go on or both couldn't go on. And then you would have no decision. It would just end. You had what was sometimes the newspaper people would print a decision in the newspaper, what you call the newspaper decision. McAuliffe was the first world champion to go undefeated when he decided he'd had enough in 1897. So of all these world champions that we're talking about undefeated today, McAuliffe right there on the screen was the first world champion to retire undefeated, Jack McAuliffe. Okay, now here's Edwin Valero. His interesting story. There's Edwin Valero. Okay, on the right, Edwin on the right. Okay, there's Lonnie Lee. Yeah, Lonnie, you couldn't send me the super chat because they snatched my monetization from me. Yeah. I think because of those videos I play at the beginning, I had like 3 20-second videos I played at the beginning as the opening, and I think they copyrighted me for them. But still got the super chat. $CAS 2878. It's on the screen there. And we're showing Melanin Queen some love today for all she does. And her Cash App is pinned in the chat. Up there. It's pinned in there. But it is $ Melanin Queen 1027. Okay. Show her a little love today as a token of our appreciation for all she does for this organization. Okay. Melanin Queen 27. Well, salute Lonnie Lee. Talking about some boxing champions that retired undefeated today. But that's why you couldn't send me the super chat. They snatched it up off of me. But it'll be back. It will be back. It will be back. I think that's her birthday, that date. Is it 1027, Melanin Queen? Yeah. That's the numbers in her Cash App. Mm-hmm. Okay. Now, Edwin Valero. There he is, Edwin on the right. Edwin is from Venezuela. Was from Venezuela. He lived a short, tragic life, but he accomplished a lot in the ring before it ended at the age of 28 in 2010. Now, he turned professional in 2002 after an excellent amateur career, 86 wins, 5 losses, 57 by way of knockout. And he managed to go 27-0 as a pro, with every fight ending in a knockout, okay? 27-0, 100% knockout rate. What a career. Don't get no better than that. And he was a southpaw, and he was the first boxer in history to start his pro career at 18-0, with 18 first-round knockouts, okay? 27-0, 27 knockouts. The first 18 of his career was in the first round. He won the WBA Super Featherweight title in 2006 by stopping Vicente Mascaron, and he defended it 4 times. He then moved up to lightweight and won the vacant WBC belt against Antonio Pitalua. He defended it against Hector Velasquez and Antonio DeMarco before things fell apart. He was arrested in March 2010 for allegedly assaulting his wife, but Valero said she had fallen down the stairs. The boxer was sent for psychiatric treatment, and just a month later was hauled in for murdering his wife. Okay, so he was first sent to jail for beating her, assaulting her, got out, went back and killed her. Now, Valero reportedly admitted the killing, and he hung himself in his cell early the next day. Yep, hung himself in police custody. 27-0, 27-0, 27 knockouts. First 18 of his career in the first round. with a tragic ending to a promising career. Next is Sven Otke. There he is. Here he is. Another excellent amateur boxer who turned pro and went unbeaten was three-time Olympian Sven Otke of Germany. He went 256, 47, and 5 as an amateur, and then compiled a record of 34-0 with 6 knockouts as a pro from 1997 to 2004. I guess it's safe to say he wasn't a power puncher. 34 wins, 6 knockouts, but he never lost though. He didn't have much in the way of power, but he didn't have much in the way. Follow the script. Yes. He didn't have much in the way of power, but Otke's boxing skills enabled him to win the WBA and IBF super middleweight titles and reign as a world champion for 6 years, while retiring with both titles. Otke defended his championships a total of 21 times, with wins over the likes of Armand Krajnik, Robin Reed, Byron Mitchell, Joe Gaddy, Thomas Tate, Charles Brewer, Anthony Mundine, and Glenn Johnson. That's a pretty good little resume right there. He also beat some top opponents as an amateur, including future world champions Michael Moorer, Chris Bird, and Antonio Tarver. Wow. Next is Joe Calzaghe. Yeah, Joe said Valero was batshit crazy. Sound like it. His wife should have got away from him when he beat her up the first time. Then he came back and killed her the next time. But Joe Calzaghe is next. There's Joe on the right, of course. Southpaw. He was born in London, England, but he moved to Wales when he was a toddler. He started boxing as a 9-year-old and went 112 and 10 as an amateur. He turned pro in 1993 and didn't hang up his gloves until 2008, 15-year career. Along the way, Calzaghe racked up a perfect record of 46-0 with 32 knockouts. Called himself the Pride of Wales. He won the vacant WBO super middleweight title with a win over Chris Eubank in October 1997. That's senior, Chris Eubank, senior. And would later add the IBF, WBC, and WBA versions of the belt. He's the longest, but he didn't have all 4 of them at the same time, so he wasn't undisputed. He's the longest reigning champion in the history of the 168-pound division. I think he vacated or something. He's the longest reigning champion in the history of the 168-pound division and defended his title 21 times before moving up to light heavyweight for his last 2 fights. Calzaghe then beat Bernard Hopkins for the Ring Magazine title and defended it against Roy Jones Jr. before retiring. As a super middleweight, the Hall of Famer beat some fine boxers such as Robin Reed, Omar Shika, Mario Veek, Charles Brewer, Byron Mitchell, and Jeff Lacey, and Mikkel Kessler. Wow. Some big names there. Some big names. Now here comes that killer, Ricardo Lopez. That was a bad man there, Ricardo Lopez. There he is, on the left. That's Ricardo on the left. Oh, man. Bear with me for a minute. I done lost my chat. There it is. It's back. Yeah, he was batshit crazy, Joe. You're 100% right. That lady should have got away from his crazy ass. Gotta be crazy to kill yourself, man. I may kill somebody else, but I ain't killing myself. No. But Ricardo Lopez, only in self-defense now. I'm not a murderer. Ricardo Lopez. I found out who took my dollar sign, though. Is it there yet? No. Ricardo Lopez. What did you say, Jay? Stop looking for the dollar sign. It ain't gonna be there. Mexico's Ricardo El Finito Lopez was one of the great little men in boxing, and also arguably has the best record of all these undefeated champions that's on this list. He fought from 1985 to 2001 with a near-perfect record of 51 wins, no losses, 1 draw, with 38 knockouts. He won the WBC and lineal minimum weight titles in 1990, that's 105, when he stopped Japan's Tadayuki Oshashi in the 5th round. He went to Tokyo and did it. Went to his home country and took his belt from him. Lopez then went on to defend his belt 21 times to set a new record for the division. The Hall of Famer added the WBO minimum weight belt in 1997 with a knockout over Alex Sanchez and beat Rosendo Alvarez the next year to win the WBA version of the title. And Rosendo Alvarez was the guy that had the draw with him. So when he beat him he was avenging that draw. That was the only blemish on his record to Rosendo Alvarez. In his very next fight, he moved up to light flyweight and captured the IBF crown in that division. Lopez defended that twice and then retired as one of boxing's all-time great champions. In addition, he went unbeaten in the amateurs and became the first man to never lose a fight in his life, while his 26 title fights without defeat are records shared with Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Joe Louis. This man has never lost in his life, amateurs or professionals. Not too many people do that. Okay, he's the first. First man to never lose a fight in his life. Okay? Wow. Now that's quite an accomplishment. Because I told you about Ricardo Lopez. Bad man. I thought they was finished out there, man. Rocky Marciano. Today is Tuesday. Okay, there's Rocky. Well, that's Rocky on there. Well, that was Rocky on the thumbnail, but there he is again. He's the only heavyweight to retire undefeated, remember? Rocky. Everybody hitting the appreciation button for me, please. I appreciate it. But I only got 13. Yeah, that's about right, I guess. Rocky Marciano. The most famous boxer on this list is undoubtedly former heavyweight champion and Hall of Famer Rocky Marciano of Massachusetts. The Brockton Blockbuster ranks as one of the greatest ever with his record of 49 wins, no losses, and 43 knockouts between 1947 and 1955, okay? Marciano possessed tremendous power, even though he was just over 5 feet 10 inches tall. And they say he never fought no more than 185 at heavyweight. They didn't have cruiserweight back then. Now, Rocky fought just 12 amateur fights while in the Army. And then he won the World Heavyweight title in his 43rd pro fight by stopping Jersey Joe Walcott in the 13th round. And Rocky was behind on all 3 cards, right? And he got Suzy Q in there. Suzy Q was what he named his right hand. Okay? Behind on all 3 cards. And then in the 13th round, he got Suzy Q in there and got Jersey Joe up out of there. Okay? Marciano defended his championship 6 times, including a rematch with Walcott, before retiring at the age of 32. He contemplated a comeback in 1959, but ultimately decided against it. Marciano would lose his life in a small plane crash in 1969 when he was 45, just the day before his birthday. His boxing record also includes wins over Archie Moore, Don Cockell, Ezra Charles twice, Lisa Vold, Perry Matthews, and the great Joe Louis. Now, Rocky stopped everybody he faced in championship fights. Now, he fought Ezra Charles twice in championship fights. The first time he didn't stop him. So he rematched him, and the next time he stopped him. And he didn't have to rematch him, so he must have rematched him just to stop him. Oh, man. I'll take the effects. Bear with me for 1 second. I'll close this up. There we go. All right. Okay, we're back. Next, I got two more undefeated, undefeated champions. Then we're going to talk about some boxers that won titles in four more weight classes. But next is Floyd Mayweather Jr. This is the first. Is Floyd Mayweather Jr. Okay. Now, Floyd Mayweather Jr. competed between 1996 and 2017, 21-year career, right? He retired with an undefeated record and won 15 major world championships, from super featherweight to junior middleweight. As an amateur, he won a bronze medal in the featherweight division at the 1996 Olympics, 3 U.S. Golden Glove championships, and the U.S. National Championship. Mayweather was named Fighter of the Decade for the 2010s by the Boxing Writers Association of America, BWAA. He is referred to as one of the best defensive fighters in history. Mayweather has a tied record of 26 consecutive wins in world title fights. Remember Ricardo Lopez and Joe Louis. 24 wins against former or current champions, and 5 wins against International Boxing Hall of Fame inductees. He was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in the class of 2021. Mayweather is one of the most lucrative pay-per-view attractions of all time in any sport. He was the Forbes highest paid athlete of the year 4 times, 2012, 2013, 2014, and 2015. He finished his career with a record of 50-0 with 27 knockouts. Money. And last one is SOG, Andre Ward. There he is. Everybody hitting the like button. Thank you very much. Okay, it ain't changed. Now, Andre Ward, there he is on the screen. Picture's looking good today, ain't it? I must say. Let me get another drink of water. Appreciate everybody rocking with me today. Really appreciate it. Help lift my spirits up. I was monetized, but now I'm not. But I will be again. I don't know what happened. I think I know, but it's all good. Now, Andre Ward, before becoming the Ring Magazine and WBA Super Middleweight World Champion, rising to the number 2 spot on the pound-for-pound list, and winning the 2011 Fighter of the Year award, ESPN, Sports Illustrated, Ring Magazine, and the Boxing Writers Association of America. He was Fighter of the Year for all those organizations. But before all that, a 9-year-old Andre Ward was taken to a boxing gym by his father, Frank. They couldn't possibly have known that the youngster would blossom into one of the top amateur and professional fighters in the sport's history. Frank Ward asked trainer Virgil Hunter to teach his son to hit and not get hit, and Hill guided Ward to a Hall of Fame career, becoming his godfather along the way. Ward retired with an undefeated record and held multiple world championships in 2 weight classes, including unified super middleweight titles between 2009 and 2015, and unified light heavyweight titles between 2016 and 2017. In 2011, he won the Super 6 World Boxing Classic, defeating Carl Froch in the final. Ward competed from 2004 to 2017, finishing his career with a record of 32 wins, no losses, 16 knockouts. And he is a member of the International Boxing Hall of Fame. SOG, Andre Ward. Okay. Now we are going to look at boxers who won 3 titles in 4 or more weight classes. Okay. I don't see my buddy Thomas Hill yet today. Anybody seen Thomas Hill today? It's the first chat I've been in today. They won't let me be in to hang out in the morning no more, except for Fridays. But that ain't long. October I mean, my birthday's in October too. But let's go. Top boxers who won titles in 4 more weight classes. I was rammed. I'm sorry. The dollar sign ain't showed up yet. Okay. Now, winning multiple world titles in boxing was a little harder several decades ago, as there were just 8 different weight divisions in the sport. Today, there are 18 weight classes, mainly due to the introduction of junior and super divisions, as well as the cruiserweight class. Now, some 4 division champions have achieved defeat by gaining just 10 pounds between weight classes. Like I was telling you, flyweight to super bantamweight, 112 to 122, you got 4 weight classes in there: flyweight, super flyweight, bantamweight, super bantamweight. Okay. While others have had to bulk up by at least 40 pounds. The higher you go up, the further the weight classes are apart, right? Now, this list consists of 16 boxers who won at least 4 major world or lineal championships in different weight classes throughout their careers, okay? Now, major world titles are those sanctioned by the IBF, the WBO. Come on, man. The IBF, the WBO, the WBC, and the WBA. Now, there have been several other boxers to win 4 or more different weight classes. There have been several other boxers to win 4 or more different weight classes, but these include fringe titles from organizations such as the IBO, WBF, WBU, and the NBA. Now, these titles were not included when making this list. Okay, we didn't use them. Okay. Now let's take a look at, before we start, let's take a look at the weight classes and their weights real quick. Okay. Now we have junior minimum weight, which is 102 pounds. Minimum weight is 105. Light flyweight 108. Flyweight 112. Super flyweight is 115. Bantamweight 118. Super bantamweight 122. Like I was saying, flyweight to super bantamweight, you got 4 weight classes, 10 pounds in there. Featherweight 126. Super featherweight is 130. Lightweight 135. Super lightweight is 140. Welterweight is 147. Super welterweight is 154. Middleweight is 160. Super middleweight is 168. Light heavyweight is 175. Cruiserweight is 200, and heavyweight is unlimited. Now let's look at these fighters that won titles in 4 or more weight classes, okay? Now you'll recognize a lot of these. First one is Leo. Let me shift my slides. Is the music still playing? Damn lawnmower. It's taking me too long to cut that little bit of grass, man. Leo Gomez, okay, is first. Leo Gomez. Now, Leo Gomez is probably the least unknown fighter listed on this list, as a native of Venezuela fought in the lower weight classes. Now, Gomez won 4 WBA world titles in total at minimum weight: light flyweight, flyweight, and super flyweight. Gomez's 4 titles were separated by just 10 pounds, but that was about 10% of his body weight, right? He fought from 1985 to 2005 with a record of 35 wins, 12 losses, 1 draw, along with 26 knockouts. But 6 of his losses came in his last 9 fights. Gomez became the first flyweight in history to win titles in 4 different weight classes. He attempted to make it 5, but was beaten by WBA champion Johnny Bredall by unanimous decision when he tried to win a bantamweight crown in 2002. Leo Gomez, okay? Next is Jorge Arce. Jorge Arce. I can't hear my music. Something got to give. There's Jorge Arce right there. Okay. From Mexico, Jorge's from Mexico. He was another 4-time world champion in the lighter divisions. He won the WBO world title as a light flyweight, super flyweight, bantamweight, and super bantamweight. He was also the lineal light flyweight champion and the interim WBC flyweight champion. Arce's titles were spread out over 14 pounds weight difference. He was the second Mexican to win championships in 4 different divisions after Erik Morales. Erik Morales on this list too. Arce fought from 1996 to 2014, 18 years, and was a 5-time world champion in total, winning the light flyweight title when he was just 19. He also tried to win a 5th belt, but was stopped by Johnny Gonzalez in the 11th round in a shot for the WBC featherweight championship in 2014. Arce retired after this fight with a record of 64 wins, 8 losses, 2 draws, 49 knockouts, and he had 1 no contest. Okay. What's his name? Jorge Arce. Next is AB. AB is AB makes the list. Adrian the Problem Broner of Cincinnati, Ohio, is one of the boxers to win titles in 4 weight classes. He achieved defeat in 2015. He became the second youngest boxer to do it at age 25, behind Oscar De La Hoya, who was 24. Broner has won the WBO super featherweight, WBC lightweight, WBA super lightweight, and welterweight titles. Okay. There's been a 17-pound weight gap between AB's belts, and he won them all in a span of just under 4 years. AB turned pro in 2008, right? And 27, and he turned pro in 2008. Okay. And AB, I didn't get AB's record, but there's Thomas Hill. Thomas Hill hashtag JBT. But AB makes the list as one of the guys to win titles in 4 different weight classes. Currently still active. Adrian Broner, okay? Okay. Let me get his record for you. Got to be complete. Gonna be fair to AB. You got to know it. His current record. He just fought, didn't he? Give it to you in 1 second. He fought this year. He got beat by Blair Cobb, right? Player's a player. But AB's record currently is, I should have had this done, but didn't do it. I'm entitled to one mistake every 6 months. 35 wins, 5 losses, and 1 draw, 24 knockouts. That's AB's current record. Yeah, he lost to Blair the Flair earlier this year. Wow, that rhymes. Lost to Blair the Flair earlier this year. Okay, let's get back to who's next. We're talking about people that won titles in 4 or more weight divisions, T-Hill. Big Dre in the building. What's up, Big Dre? Good to see you today, bro. Yeah. Good to see you, Big Dre. Okay. All right. Let's get back to it. Salute to Thomas Hill, hashtag JBT, and Big Dre, hashtag JBT. Okay. Okay, next after AB is excuse me for a minute. Roman Gonzalez, Chocolatito. There's Chocolatito. Yeah, he won titles in 4 more. Chocolatito just fought too. Chocolatito is still considered to be one of the best pound for pound fighters in the world right now. Okay. Yeah. From Nicaragua. Won world titles as a WBA minimum weight, WBC light flyweight, WBC flyweight, and WBC super flyweight. Chocolatito turned pro in 2005. Okay. And he just won a title. He just recently won a fight. Chocolatito did. Okay. Had that Fire trilogy with Juan Francisco, remember? But Chocolatito makes the list. Okay. Nonito Donaire makes it. Okay, there's Nonito. Another active fighter. Yes. Known as the Filipino Flash. Okay. They say that he's always destined to always live in the shadow of fellow countryman Manny Pacquiao. Okay. And Nonito's been based in the United States for most of his career. Okay, there's Al Booger is in the building. Al Booger was way in the building a long time ago. Okay. Yeah. Nonito's been based in the United States the majority of his career, right? And he has the IBF flyweight, IBF WBC bantamweight, WBO and lineal super bantamweight, WBA featherweight titles. He won all those between 2007 and 2014. And it was a 14-pound weight differential between his titles, right? And they also beat fellow four-weight champion Jorge Arcel by third-round knockout in 2012. But he lost his WBO super bantamweight title by unanimous decision to Jesse Magdalena in November 2016. But Nonito Donaire is on the list as winning 4 or more titles. Okay. Miguel Cotto makes the list. He's a fighter that's won 4 or more titles. There's Miguel. Miguel Cotto. There's Miguel. Now, Miguel Cotto is the one and only Puerto Rican fighter to win world titles in 4 different weight classes. Now, that's hard to believe, ain't it? He turned pro in 2001 after competing at the 2000 Olympics, and he's won the following championships: the WBO super lightweight, WBA welterweight, WBA super welterweight, and the WBC and lineal middleweight. Okay. He won those titles between 2004 and 2014 with a weight differential of 20 pounds between all his titles. Okay. Miguel Cotto makes the list. Juan Manuel Marquez has won titles in 4 or 5 weight classes. I mean at least 4 weight classes. There's Juan Manuel, right there. Juan Manuel Marquez. There he is. Okay, Juan record 56 wins, 7 losses, 1 draw, had 40 knockouts. Turned pro in 1993. Went 82-4 as an amateur with 72 knockouts, right? He was a WBA, IBF, featherweight champion, WBC super featherweight, lineal, WBA and WBO lightweight, and WBO super lightweight champion, okay? And he won his titles between 2003 and 2012 with a weight differential of 14 pounds between them, right? And he's the 3rd Mexican fighter to achieve this feat after Eric Morales and Jorge Arce, okay? And he's won a total of 7 world titles. He's well known for his 4 fights against Manny Pacquiao, as well as battles with Floyd Mayweather Jr., Marco Antonio Barrera, Joe Casamayor, Tim Bradley, and Orlando Salido. Juan Manuel Marquez. Bad man there. Eric Morales makes the list. 4 more titles in boxing. Yep, Eric Morales. There's Eric. Eric Morales. Yeah. Ooh, it's getting late too. Okay. Eric Morales. Now, Eric was the first Mexican fighter to win world championships in 4 weight divisions, okay? He achieved it between 1997 and 2011 when he won the WBC Super Bantamweight, Featherweight, Super Featherweight, and Super Lightweight titles, all WBC. And there was 16 pounds difference between Morales' championships. And he also won the IBF Super Featherweight crown. He managed to beat 15 world champions during his career from 1993 to 2012, and he retired with a record of 52 wins, 9 losses, 36 knockouts, with 8 of his 9 losses coming in his last 13 fights. Morales fought trilogies with Manny Pacquiao and Marco Antonio Barrera, and also met the likes of Danny Garcia, Jesus Chavez, and Marcos Maidana. Morales is rightly regarded as one of the finest and most exciting Mexicans in boxing history, no doubt. Eric Morales, man. Yeah. Told you some bad boys on this list. Not an Oscar. Oh, Pernell Whitaker is next. I didn't get the Oscar yet. I know Oscar got like 6 divisions. There's Sweet Pea, yeah. Sweet Pea got 4. There he is. Pernell Sweet Pea Whitaker was a gold medal winner at the 1984 Olympics and then fought pro from 1984 to 2001. He had a 17-year career, okay? He had a fine record of 40 wins, just 4 losses, 1 draw, and he had 1 no contest on it too. 17 by way of knockout. And in the amateurs, he went 201 wins with 13 losses, 91 knockouts. Whitaker won his world titles at the WBA, IBF, WBC, and lineal lightweight, IBF super lightweight, WBC and lineal welterweight, and WBA super welterweight. His belts came between 1989 and 1995, with 19 pounds between them. Whitaker's power didn't travel with him from amateur to pro, but he was widely regarded as an excellent defensive fighter with smooth as silk skills. He took on the likes of Oscar De La Hoya, Felix Trinidad, Buddy McGirt, Julio Cesar Chavez, Greg Hargan, and Azuma Nelson. And that's a resume for you know what there, man. Read them again. Sweet Pea took on Oscar De La Hoya, Felix Trinidad, Buddy McGirt, Julio Cesar Chavez, Greg Hargan, and Azuma Nelson. Right. When you're talking about a resume, here comes the man here. Talking about resumes. You know, when you talk about a good resume, just say he got one of them Oscar resumes. Because, you know, when you talk about Oscar, you say not who he fought, who he didn't fight, because there's not many of them. But Oscar's got, I think he got 6 of them, six titles. 6 weight classes, I think. Okay. Oscar De La Hoya. Now, he was the youngest boxer to win 4 different world titles, okay, from Los Angeles. His 4th title came when he was 24 years old when he beat Pernell Whitaker. But he didn't really win that fight. But it was for the WBC and lineal welterweight titles in 1997. Me and T. Hill talked about that fight yesterday. He won the WBO Super Featherweight crown in 1994. Then he added the WBO Lightweight title in 1995 and the WBC and lineal Super Lightweight titles in 1996. But he wasn't finished. Okay. He would go on to win the WBC and lineal Super Welterweight titles, as well as the WBC and lineal WBO and lineal middleweight titles. And that made him a 6th division champion by 2004. In total, Oscar won 10 belts in 6 different weight classes and met fellow 4-time champs Pernell Whitaker, Manny Pacquiao, and Floyd Mayweather Jr. along the way. De La Hoya, who's known as the Golden Boy, turned pro in 1992 after winning a gold medal as a lightweight at that year's Olympics. He fought until 2009 with a record of 39 wins, 6 losses, with 30 knockouts, and 4 of his losses coming in his last 7 fights. The Golden Boy, Oscar De La Hoya. That's how the ring announcer said, ain't it? Okay. Next is The Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran. Okay? Y'all like that? The Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran. Okay? Known as Manos de Piedra in Spanish and Hands of Stone in English. The legendary Roberto Duran of Panama would lose to 4-division champion Tommy Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard. But he also beat Leonard on his way to 4 different world titles. Duran managed to capture the WBA, WBC, and lineal lightweight, WBC and lineal welterweight, WBA super welterweight, and WBC middleweight titles. He might have won 2 more weight divisions, but lost in attempts to win a super middleweight title and basically skipped over the super lightweight division. But he did win a minor NBA title at super middleweight, but I don't count them. I gave you 4 that I didn't count. NBA, IBF, WBC something, and I didn't count them. But Duran fought pro from that's not the same NBA that turned into the WBA. No, that's a different one. Duran fought pro from 1968 to 2001. Wow. That's 33 years, ain't it? 68, 78. Yeah, 33 years to become just the second fighter behind Jack Johnson to compete in 5 different decades. 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000. 5 different decades. He took on the world's best with a record of 103 wins, 16 losses, with 70 knockouts. The Hands of Stone, Roberto Duran. Okay. Next, winding down, Roy Jones Jr. Only got a couple more. Yeah, Roy Jones Jr. Where's Al Booker? Al Booker ain't in here neither. Damn. I'm not Al Booker, I mean Remo. Al Booker is in here. Sorry, AB, I meant Remo. We're supposed to get our preview on Let's Talk Fashion for tomorrow today. He's ducking me again. Okay. Roy Jones Jr. Those with less determination than Roy Jones Jr. may not have succeeded as a professional boxer after being clearly robbed of the gold medal at the Olympics. Yeah, he was robbed. Jones carried on though, and he was still fighting at the age of 48 after turning pro right after winning the super welterweight silver medal at the 1988 Games in Seoul. The native of Pensacola, Florida, who is also a Russian citizen. Wow. I did not know that. He's a 6-time world champion in 4 different weight divisions. I did not know that. He's a Russian citizen. He won the IBF middleweight, IBF super middleweight, WBA, IBF, and WBC light heavyweight, and WBA heavyweight titles between 1993 and 2003, with 40 pounds difference between the weight classes. He went all the way up to heavyweight. In fact, Jones is the only fighter ever to begin his career at junior middleweight and eventually win a heavyweight championship. The guy back in the day started at middleweight. I think it was Bob McKinnon, something like that. They went 1 heavyweight, but Jones was at junior, so yeah, he came close. He was also the first middleweight champion who wanted to win a heavyweight belt in 106 years. The other guy did it in the 1800s. First one in 106 years to do it. Jones did also win a title at cruiserweight, but it was the minor WBU version. Yeah, I didn't use them. WBU, I don't even know what that stands for. What is that? World Boxing University? What is the WBU? Joe? T. Hill? I don't even know what the WBU is. Al Booker, anybody know? What is the WBU? Put it in the chat. I don't even know. World Boxing University? I don't know. No idea. Sugar Ray Leonard. Sugar Ray Leonard. I didn't think this was going to last this long. Damn. Okay, there's Sugar Ray. That's when he was taunting Roberto. That's just before Roberto quit. I ain't fooling with you. 1976 super lightweight Olympic gold medal winner Sugar Ray Leonard of Wilmington, North Carolina. Well, that's where he was born, but he only stayed there until he was 3 years old. Why would they put Wilmington, North Carolina? He's from Palmer Park, Maryland. Went to D.C. when he first left North Carolina. Then he settled in. His boxing career played out of Palmer Park, Maryland. Okay. He went on to win world championships in 5 different weight classes. Leonard fought as a pro from 1977 to 1997, 20-year career, with a record of 36 wins, 3 losses, 1 draw. Now, that's not a lot of fight for 20 years, but he retired like 4 times in there. Okay. Had 25 knockouts. 2 of his losses and the draw came in his last 4 fights. He had no business still in there, especially when he fought Camacho. No business. Okay. Leonard fought 2 other members of this list as he won and lost against Roberto Duran and won and drew against Tommy Hearns. He should have had a loss against Hearns too. He also beat greats such as Marvin Hagler, nope, never beat Hagler, and Wilfredo Benitez. Leonard won the WBA, WBC welterweight, WBA super middleweight, and the WBC middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight titles between 1979 in 1988, with 28 pounds between weight classes. He was also the lineal welterweight, super welterweight, and middleweight champion at one time. Next is the Hitman. Here's the Hitman. The Motor City Cobra, Thomas the Hitman Hearns. Okay. How my lights looking? Thomas Hearns, nicknamed both the Hitman and the Motor City Cobra, was born in Memphis, Tennessee, but he fought out of the famous Kronk Gym in Detroit. Hearns fought professionally from 1977 to 2006 and compiled a record of 61 wins, 5 losses, 1 draw with 48 knockouts. He won world titles in 5 different weight classes between 1980 and 1988 as he captured WBA welterweight, WBA super welterweight, WBC middleweight, WBO super middleweight, WBC light heavyweight, with 28 pounds between divisions. He was the first boxer to win titles in 4 and then 5 different divisions. And he also won minor WBU and IBO titles. They go to WBU again at cruiserweight. Hearns and Sugar Ray Leonard won their titles in the same divisions, but Hearns went straight from junior middleweight to light heavyweight champion before coming back down in weight to win middleweight and super middleweight crowns. Hearns lost and drew to Leonard and destroyed Roberto Duran when he met him. When he met Roberto Duran, he destroyed him. Okay, just 2 more. We're gonna have some link time. Floyd again. I talked about Floyd in the last one, so probably should jump over Floyd. Yeah. When it comes to major world titles in boxing, undefeated Floyd Mayweather Jr. of Grand Rapids, Michigan, racked up 5 of them. Mayweather turned pro in 1996 after winning the bronze medal as a featherweight at the Olympics that year. Okay. He took on the cream of the crop in his era. Okay. Finished his career 50-0. I think he had 26 knockouts, right? And his titles, he had the lineal and WBC super featherweight, lineal WBC lightweight, WBC super lightweight, IBF WBC and lineal welterweight, and WBC and lineal super welterweight, Floyd Mayweather. And finally, Manny. Manny went through 8. He's last. Take Manny for last, okay? The Pac-Man. Now, there's just been one man in history to win titles in 8 different divisions, and that's Manny Pacquiao. But Manny down when he was down there low. Some of them he went through like 4 that was just like 10 pounds apart. Flyweight to flyweight, super flyweight, bantamweight, super bantamweight. That's just 112 to 122, 10 pounds. So yeah. From the Philippines, he won titles between 112 and 154 for a weight difference of 42 pounds. But he could have won belts in 10 divisions, but he skipped over super flyweight and bantamweight. Never fought in those two. Yep. He was a WBC bantamweight, WBO and lineal flyweight, IBF super bantamweight, lineal featherweight, WBC and lineal super featherweight, WBC lightweight, lineal super lightweight, WBC lineal welterweight, and the 8th one was WBC super welterweight champion. He achieved this feat between 1998 and 2010. Okay. I think Manny was like 62-8 with like a couple of draws, 2 draws. Yeah. But there you have it. First we had 15 world champions who retired without a blemish on their record, and then 16 fighters who won titles in 4 or more weight classes. Yeah. There you have it. I'm going to drop the link now. We got like 20 minutes. Remo ducked me again today. Okay. I haven't seen Remo in a couple of days. But I'm going to drop the link in there. And we're going to chop it up a little bit. Just do boxing coming up in 20 minutes. Tomorrow is some of the biggest upsets in history. Some of the biggest upsets in boxing history is tomorrow. Okay? Don't miss it. Thursday, the Boxing in the States series continues with Idaho. Yes, there was boxing in Idaho. We're touching on all the states. And Friday is the life and career of Zab Judah. Okay? Cast Sports, the box story, bringing you all that boxing history. Okay, I gotta be quiet for a minute, putting the link in. Yeah, they took my, putting it in the wrong place. They took my $, but I'll get it back. I don't know how long it's gone for yet. I was playing those fights for my opening. It was just like 20 seconds of 3 fights, but they got me. They got me for it. They got me for it. Yep. But it'll be back. But still got the cash out. $CAS2878. I was just getting ready to get my first YouTube check. I was up to $90-something. Now I guess I gotta wait. There's William Old School Durant in the building. What's up, Old School? How you doing today, bro? We just talked about 15 champions who retired undefeated. And then we touched on 16 fighters who won titles in 4 or more weight divisions. Yeah. Topping it off with Manny with his 8. But, Manny went through 4 was just like 10 pounds apart. So as you get up higher, that's damn near like 1 weight class. So, yeah. Hearns actually went up more pounds than Manny. Manny went up 42 overall, but Hearns went up 52. Okay. But Hearns was going through divisions that was more further spread out. That's why he didn't get as many as Manny, but he went up more pounds. Yeah. Yes, he did. Okay, I'm going to get this link in here. If I stop talking for a second. But how is everybody today? It's still early in the week, Wednesday. Tomorrow is the old hump day. Boys. Got a good show for you. Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas going to be in there. That was not only one of the biggest upsets in boxing, that was one of the biggest upsets in sports, period. Right up there with that hockey team. Remember the Olympic hockey team beat the Russians? Miracle on Ice. Mike Tyson and Buster Douglas was Miracle in the ring. Yep. I think Mike took him lightly. Anybody know what the WBU is? I sure don't. Never heard of it. The WBU. World Boxing Upton. I don't know. But there's the link. And we got like 15 minutes before Just Do Boxing. Oh, World Boxing Union. Thank you, Joe. Yeah. I figured Joe would know. The World Boxing Union. Yeah, I've heard of that. Right. That's just a minor one. I don't use them. I didn't use them. You know, that's one of the minor ones. What's up, T Hill? I guess you could call it friend. Yeah. Not too much. Talking this boxing. They took my monetization.
Yeah, I guess that's initiation, man. I think they got it hard on the JBT. Seems like everybody getting it.
Yeah, man.
That must mean we on something good, man. That's who
Have you ever seen my opening where I play those 3 fights? It's like 20 seconds. I think that's what they had to get me for, you know.
It depends. Well, which fight was it, though?
It was Rocky Marciano and Roland Starzer, Joe Louis and Max Bayer, and Sugar Ray Robinson and Gene Foreman. Those 3. That's the only thing I could think of, huh?
Yeah, I don't know if that was enough, unless it was something that somebody that owned rights to them complained about. I know, like certain people, if you put them on, they hitting you up.
Okay.
So it depends on who put those fights on or who owned the rights to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to comment on something my man Al Booger. You know, Al Booger's the man. You know, he was like saying Hitman one of the all-time guys, and I mean, Hitman is the reason why I watch boxing, man. I mean,
okay.
I saw the fight between him and Sugar Ray Leonard. Now, my mom was a huge Sugar Ray Leonard, as probably everybody mom was, man, around that time. Sugar Ray was definitely the man. You know, he had the look, he had the skill, man. Everything that you would hope in a fighter he had, man. One thing that he really had that I think second to none,
what was that?
Is when you're hurt, that Mickey Fricky like gets the mushroom on Mario. And he gets like this superpower where he just starts going hard on you. So if he had you hurt, man, he knows he like a shark in the water, like piranha.
Yeah.
He coming at you like piranhas. I'd say more so like piranhas because he hitting you fast and often, but with the ferocity of
the Hitman, right?
Shark. No. That was Sugar Ray.
Oh, that was Sugar Ray. Oh, Sugar Ray. Yeah.
I was talking about why my mom liked him. He was handsome.
You're right. Yeah.
The dude had skill set, and on top of that, he had charisma, man. You know, he was what you would want in a fighter if you were to promote. And for a long time, you know, he carried boxing when, you know, they was looking for a transition from Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
Nobody has the impact of boxing podcast. Nobody has the impact of sports and people like Muhammad Ali. There will never be anybody say anything to discredit Muhammad Ali need to be checked in their head, because the man was so influential. He was safe no matter where he stepped foot in this planet. And there's nobody.
He stuck to his principles, you know, what he believed in. Yeah.
Facts, you know, and I mean, I'm not saying that he was a perfect individual. No man is. And he did some foul stuff to some women especially, but the man definitely, man, he left such a mark on this country that, you know, on this world that no matter where he go, only person I ever seen close to that, and it's going to shock people, that could go anywhere and was loved was actually Kobe Bryant, man. You know how much love Kobe Bryant had. By the time his career was over, man, everybody loved him everywhere. There's people who right now, but it ain't too many people who have that kind of impact. But your boy Sugar Ray definitely in that transition when they started to come to try to find some other superstar, he carried it while Muhammad Ali was out. That being said, man, my man Tommy Hearns was whooping Sugar Ray tail.
I know.
He was whooping that first fight. He was whooping his tail. He was whooping his tail, and I believe that ref should have let that fight go.
Yeah, he detached that retina. Remember? That's
Yeah. He's the reason why your boy said he didn't want to fight the Hawk. I think it was other reasons as well, but that retina was what was used, and that was the work of Tommy Hitman Hearns. Like Tommy Hitman Hearns, like one of the greatest fighters you'll ever see. I seen hey man, the dude he had everything, man. He had a beautiful jab. The jab was like one of the most amazing things as well. I'm trying to get him to get on some podcasts. The problem,
Hitman used to be a light hitting boxer before Emmanuel Stewart brought that power out of him.
He turned him how to use that speed and turn into power and turn over and sit on his shots. So he and when he fought the Hawk and the amateurs, you could see the difference in that. You could see how he was able to put the pressure on him and get him. It was a good fight, but like that pressure was too much, and at that time, Tommy wasn't hitting hard enough to keep him off of him.
Okay, old school, take it easy. Go ahead, T. Old school said
Yeah. All right, old school, have a good one, man. Be easy out there.
Okay.
So but that's my guy, man, and he definitely scaled up a whole lot of weight to handle people, and he did well.
He went all light heavyweight,
yeah, man, and he fought some wars. Even when he was hurt, he fought in some wars, man. And I love me some.
He had them skinny legs, though. Remember? Yeah.
We're in the fight with I'm glad you mentioned that. In the fight with Hagler, your boy Emmanuel Stewart had that fool on the beach the day before in the afternoon, running in the sand.
Yeah, I heard that.
And on top, that kind of like drug him down a little bit with his fatigue. But on top of that, he had that messed up shoulder, I believe. I think his shoulder.
And he broke his hand in the first round too. That Hagler fight, remember?
Broke his
right hand. But he was still using it though.
Because some people just have that, man, no matter what. Like I was watching the Deverenchenko fight. My man was using that left, even though that left was done.
That was crazy.
He was throwing that, man. Deverenchenko got hard, bro. I can't never say nothing bad of. He was taking punishment, but he still was throwing that punch with the right hand. And then after a while, he said, man, I'm going to throw this left too.
Yeah.
I know how bad it is to throw a left when you got a detached bicep, dog. Like you tore your bicep, dog. How hard was that? So your boy was tough.
What's up, Just Do Boxing in the building. Coming up in about 10 minutes or so.
Yeah, you're right about that, Joe. Ali was famous everywhere. It didn't matter if they had radio or TV. Joe Ali was the man.
And what he believed in wasn't popular. He still stuck to all his principles. It didn't matter who hated him for it or whatever, man. He never changed. That's one thing I respect about him, man.
Now, that being said, I think Joe Louis meant the most to the sport.
Yeah.
I think he did.
Yeah, but they was in different eras too,
Yeah, that different time though, that time frame where you're hated by everybody, no matter where you go. I mean, that still is the case now. Unfortunately for us, we are hated by so many folk, no matter where we go. But at that time, they had the right to take action against you. They felt like,
especially after the way Jack Johnson carried it. So they made sure Joe that he had handlers to make sure he didn't end up like he wasn't a Jack. He didn't have that personality no way, but they had people to make sure of that because Jack Johnson gave a bad rep the way he acted when he was champion and everything, the way he carried it. you know.
And you know, with Smelling being German and not really affiliated with the movement of the Nazi
No,
party,
he wasn't. People
but
didn't
you
know
know,
that at the time.
yeah, but he was associated with it, so you know he was the villain,
He was
and
German.
the world looked to Joe Louis to be the hero, and
Yeah.
to do what he did, man, that was amazing. Joe Louis was a hell of a boxer, man. It's a lot of people, man. Like I was having this conversation with my brother about basketball. Like a lot of people don't give people from the times past respect because they believe everything is bigger, faster, stronger now. And for the most part, on average, it is. But there's always those people who just are special. Those Wilt Chamberlains that
you got to
like
look
no
at
matter
them in their time, though, because you know everything wasn't big and everything in their era. So you know you got to put it in perspective.
yeah, and on top of that, man, they was fighting harder, man, much harder than they are now.
That's right.
Like it was so much more difficult to go through a fight.
Yes. And you know Joe Louis.
Exactly, Al Booger.
Yeah, what was Al Booger? Oh yeah, Joe Louis, Jesse Owens had to imagine the pressure on those guys. Yeah, because Joe Louis before that second Smelling fight, the president called him to the White House and told him how much was riding on the fight, man.
Yeah, they put the whole weight of the world on this man.
Yes. That's some
and on top of that, you know, he wanted his get back. You know what I'm saying?
On top of all that, yeah. And he didn't play with his food first round, man. He went and got him out of the first round. He's like, I'm getting this over with.
And you know, man, I'm into giving everybody they just do, man. Only person that I really, really, really have a problem with is the guy from Wales. What's his name? I thought he got. Yeah, he's undefeated, man. Kawasaki, a great fighter, but man, I thought he fought everybody that was tough when they were no longer. Yeah, when they were no longer.
Always wanted to fight over there too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I mean, when you're fighting people past their prime, you get to choose that stuff. But I wish he would have fought people because he was a special talent, man. I'm not gonna lie, he could hit, he could put punches on people, man, and you know.
Yeah. But
I gotta give him his dap. I cannot not give him his dap. But it is that thing where you know you was fighting people past their prime.
Yeah, he does have that asterisk by it. You are right about that. And Roy, neither one of them had no business still in the ring when he fought him, man.
Well, I think Roy really messed himself up, man. I think the Montel Griffin fight was the beginning of the end for Roy.
Yeah, that's true.
I think they took it. They took his perfect record away from him, and I think at that point in time, like Roy just started saying like "F it."
Yeah.
And then he went up and down, like he scaled up and then scaled all the way down, and
I know. When he went all the way up to heavyweight, then going to try to come back, man. That's crazy.
And then he tried to fight somebody that had a history of having his number. So like you did that, and then you fought somebody that has a history of having your number. So like
the losing battle, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Roy just, I think that Montel fight really messed him over mentally, and it began to the point where he didn't really care, and he just knew he was better. That much better than everybody, so he was doing stuff that just was wild. The dude was having 2 fights in one night. The dude was playing basketball games and then going immediately to the fight. He was doing way too much.
Playing around and carrying on, you know, holding his hands behind his back. You know, I think he didn't start none of that nonsense till after that Griffin fight, though. So I think you're right on that point. Yeah. Because he wasn't doing none of that at first, you know. Yeah,
it just got worse after the Griffin fight.
Yeah,
it's just like
it sure did.
They took it away from him. Like nobody in the ring took it. They took it, and he took that to heart, man. And I know how it feels when people take stuff from you.
Right.
Sometimes you feel like, yo, what the fudge, man? Like, why when I'm doing all I can do to be the best representation of greatness I can be, you're gonna do stuff like that to me. Yeah, Ali used to get death threats, no doubt about that. No doubt about that.
For sure.
I would never speak to that against that. I just know the pressure that they fought under, given the fact that you talking about both of these men, Joe Louis and Jesse Owens, being black in a time where being black, you people had the right to treat you like you were less than human, like you were that what they call that three that 3/7 or whatever they call us of a person that we are. They had the right to execute that and say whatever they want, do whatever they want.
Yeah.
You know, they reigned supreme in that time when, you know, we're supposed to be inferior.
Yeah, and then you're the champion of the world and you're just famous. Then you go to certain cities, you can't even stay in certain hotels, you can't eat at certain restaurants, man. You know, that kind of stuff, you know, that's the kind of stuff they went to, you know.
Yeah, because of Joe Louis and because of a Jesse Owens, you got people who can now excel at the sport that they are because they made it. So they made it where like that victory over Max Mellon made Joe Louis like a worldwide icon because they hated Hitler so much.
Right.
Jesse Owens went and opposed Hitler
in Germany.
In
Berlin, yes.
Amidst threat.
He's sitting up there watching. I know Hitler hated that.
Yeah, and they told him not to take the field because there's a chance that he could die. That man got up on that track and dominated.
Four of them.
Dominated.
Yes.
And not just Jesse Owens, too. There was another brother that was on that team that won a medal that day.
Yeah.
So
on the relay team.
You know, and they were encouraged not to take the field. So, you know, it was tough for them too, man, because you getting your thoughts prepared against somebody really, really going out there and taking you out because they feel like they are the superior race and you don't deserve to be on this track at all.
You got to perform with all that hanging over you, man, and still go out there and win the gold medal.
That's tough, man.
Yeah.
That's tough. That's tough. So like, I definitely think that nobody has had the influence that Ali had in any sport. Ali transcended sports and he transcended the barrier between athlete and the people who cheer and support athlete. Like they almost felt like they were a part of him.
In the world, sports, politics, entertainment, whatever, acting.
Man, wherever Ali wanted to go, he could go. And that's pretty dang important. I know, like the only person with scale like that, like I said, scale like that, Jordan. But acceptance like that, Kobe. Kobe was accepted everywhere, but he didn't have the scale that they had. He didn't even have the skill that Jordan had, but nobody had the skill that Ali had. Ali, you say Ali.
He wasn't on Ali's level, no.
You can go to Kosovo and say Ali, and everybody know who Ali is.
Talking about,
that's impressive.
You go to the furthest little village in Africa somewhere, they know Ali though. They loved him over there.
Oh man, man. Yeah, didn't like George Foreman, but they loved him some Ali. That's crazy. That's crazy. So like,
kill him, Ali.
And I know we got to go, but I want to speak to the fact that, you know, in times past, it was much harder to scale divisions than it was when Manny did it. And like you said, there are some divisions that Manny scaled, and it was like only a couple of pounds difference.
Yeah,
you know, so I'm saying, so like. We have to temper everything because there's not at one point in time, the next division was 15 pounds up.
That's right.
And there was a fighter. Yeah, there was a fighter who, exactly. And there was a fighter, a brother who held 3 belts when that was the time. Exactly.
He almost had 4, but he got cheated. They called it a draw. It was only 8 weight classes. He had belts in 3 of them at the same time.
Held them at the same time and defended at the same time. 3 different. So he scaled 45 pounds.
Yes.
And then got cheated on that 60th pound. So like the man,
yes, he did.
The man was a great fighter and like truly, you know, don't get the recognition that he deserved. You know, Murderers Row, there were a couple of them that definitely didn't get the designation that they deserved, man. But we done seen some. So that's why I say, like, nowadays, we are so quick to say fighters are better than back then. But you tell me, who can scale 60 pounds effectively and be able to be on top of their game like that? That's crazy.
Defending all three different divisions at the same time. They don't even fight enough to do that nowadays, man. They only fight once a year. How you going to defend 3 divisions? Nobody can do that anymore, man. This man fought 20 times in 1937, and then he fought 11 times in 1938. 31 times in 2 years and won every one of them.
Yeah, man.
Who's going to do that nowadays?
They were different. They were different, man. But then again, you didn't get the money that you made from this too. Now, so that also fluctuates the way you fight
like that to make any money, to make a living out. You had to fight like that,
And that's why it was prize fighting, because the prize was taking care of your family. So you definitely had to. It's good to get a symbolic reflection of what you done did and accomplished, but the best thing is to get the bread, because the bread feeds the family.
That's right. That's how you eat and your family,
Yeah, but always a fantastic show.
Okay.
You're doing something good when they want to tap you like they did.
I know. Yep. That's when you know you done made it.
Yeah, you done made it. You done arrived.
Somebody had to complain about me showing them things. So yeah.
Yeah. So we definitely know that you're on the right track to.
It's a positive in everything.
Always, man. So,
but I'll get it back. I got to find the email. They telling me how long, because Jay just got hit too. He said his is till November, so I got to find out the time left.
You know what they should do though? When they hit you, they should explain to you why you've been hit.
I know.
It shouldn't be anonymous, ambiguous, or anything like that. It should be like, yo, well, we had to hit you because of this, so you'll know.
So okay, I'll know how to carry it. In case I run into that again.
I would suggest that you send, if they contacted you, you need to recontact them and say like, yo, well, what was it for what reason did I get hit for? So I'll understand why, because right now I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, Jay called me like 10 minutes to 2, and I haven't had a chance to research or anything yet. I didn't even know until just before the show. Then when I went out, I said, yeah, my dollar sign is gone. I didn't even notice it, man.
Yeah.
But it's all good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you say, you're doing something right when they start coming at you like that,
For sure. Definitely. Definitely. Yeah. But all right then, Kaz, man, always a pleasure.
Okay, appreciate you. Pleasure's all mine, T-Hill. I appreciate you. We're gonna go see. I think the voice talking about Shakira today. Shakira's starting a camp or something. So yeah.
Yeah, it's time for a camp. I know he got it ready to get ready for a fight, man. I wish it would
Tank.
I definitely wish it was Tank more so than anything. But if it ain't Tank, then I wish it was Loma. I don't think Loma wants to fight Tank. Yeah, I already know why he don't want to fight Tank. I mean, it's not gonna have the look that he's gonna look for when he retires. He wants to retire, never being knocked out. And
he hasn't been stopped.
You get in the ring with Tank, it's a good chance you get stopped or knocked out.
And that'd probably be his last fight,
Yeah, and it would be his last fight, but it would be a big last fight because it would be his most money that he's made. Now, I understand that he probably want more money because it's not a good look. Mm-hmm. According to people, but like hey man, I've seen some people take some vicious knockouts, get back out and knock the person that knocked them out. Yeah. So it's part of the process. But when you go up in there, man, you got to go up in there knowing that you gave your all.
That's all that counts.
And I was hoping that that's what we was gonna see, because I'm tired of the narratives with Gervonta Davis, only from the fact that it doesn't apply to everybody else. It only applies to him. And that's where I got a problem with things. Like, if it only sticks to him, but everybody else has that same look, then why is it not applicable to them? And, we got to get better with holding everybody to a standard. If you're going to hold one person to the standard, you hold all people to the standard.
Yeah, that's where the hate part coming at,
And then they use like 4 years of, not even 4, 3.5 years age different for them to justify that stuff. And like, you just hating for no reason. This dude never gave you a reason to hate.
I know.
Only thing that, like I said,
a lot of it is Floyd.
And exactly, but he's not Floyd though.
I know.
Like I can't hold nothing Floyd did on him.
Floyd that much, where they, anything Floyd touches, they gonna hate. And Tank
Chad,
was Floyd had contact with.
When was Floyd actually in the crust of becoming the bad guy? Because he embraced it. I think at that point in time, I don't even think Tank was alive.
Floyd made money off being the bad guy,
Yeah, he did, and he made a lot of money. And I know that's another reason why they don't like him, because he ain't their favorite fighter, but he done made the most money.
Yeah, and they paid to come see him lose, and they never got to see that. And they really hate him for that. If he would have just lost one, it wouldn't be so bad, but they was paying him to come see him lose, and they never got to see it. So that's just more hate. You know what I mean?
Well, that's the one good thing about Tank being hated.
Yeah.
And I wish he kind of would embrace it a little bit better, because, you can capitalize off of that.
Yeah.
Because people want to see you lose. Right. And people paid to see Mayweather lose. If it was somebody, and the good thing about Mayweather is that he fought people who really they believe
could beat him.
They thought Ryan Garcia could beat him. That's why they bought the fight.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody who they think can beat them, they will buy that fight. And that's the one thing that nobody ever talks about. If they feel truly that he can be beat, they're gonna buy that fight because they want to see him lose. Mm-hmm. Like, people really want to see him lose. That's why they never give him credit for the people he beat. That's why the people he beat become better fights for other people that's not him. You know what I'm saying? Because they really, really want to see him lose. And if they don't think,
once they pay that money to see him lose and then he win, they get even more bitter because you paid the money and still didn't get to see him lose.
Exactly. And see, to me, because he said that he really in here to be able to take care of his people for a long time, then go to the division that will give you the chance where people really believe you might not win. So handle these people in 35, but go to that 40 and go take them people that they say you can't beat out before they move up, because that right there is what they paying for. They paying to see you lose.
Yeah.
They want to see you lose. They hoping to see you lose. Mm-hmm. That's why, he fight Loma. But just a few months ago, Loma whooped the dogs out of somebody that's, other people didn't do like that. Mm-hmm. And then on top of that, Loma also arguably beat the undisputed champion. So like it can't be one way. It got to be both. It got to be like one way. I mean, it can't be two ways. It got to be one way and one way only.
Mm-hmm. That's true. It's got to be that one way. Yeah, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Exactly, because if so, it's time to share that cake with everybody else. It's time for everybody else to share in that cake and take a forkful and bite too. Because I'm sorry, everybody's fighting Latin fighters because that's what they put their records against. Because that's what usually is more prominent, and that's what usually puts people in the seats. Yeah. There's a big, huge Latin fan base in boxing. Also, a lot of people ain't fighting one another, but yet you're going to hold it to somebody else. You're going to say this and that, but no, everybody is on that this and that. So everybody needs a slice of that cake and take a bite, because it's the same everywhere. Only certain people are fighting the fights you want to see, and it's been a handful of people. So
not many.
It's time. I hold now Tank to the standard, because he said he want to give those fights that he said people said he was afraid of. So I'm hoping that the next fight he make is one of those people that he listed on that show. Okay. And I'm hoping, because it's quiet, that it's either Loma getting the fight again, or it's Shakur. Because I can't wait for that fight to happen, because so many people about to see something in Tank that they've never seen.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be next year though. Yeah.
Well, if it's next year, then I wonder who will be the opponent this year, because he got to get a fight in.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Rayo.
I'm not interested in that fight.
Yeah.
I don't even see that as competition, to tell you the truth.
Nope.
I would say De Los Santos is more competition than Rayo to me, even though Rayo had a beautiful fight against Pitbull.
But that was Pitbull.
Yeah, that was Pitbull, and
Pitbull.
I don't think
anyway, I always thought he was overrated. He just
well, if he overrated, I mean, it wasn't like Rayo destroyed him. Rayo beat him.
Yeah.
But
one way, Pitbull.
Yeah, I think if Pitbull would have done things differently, he could have beat Rayo.
He don't make adjustments for nothing. If plan A don't work, then he don't have no plan B. And Rayo ran away from him, and he didn't have no adjustment to make, but just kept trying to play.
Yeah, and that's something that I think the camp has to talk about. Yeah. Because in two fights, you saw him kind of struggle. One, he got the decision. The other one, the decision went the other way. So
caught up with him this time.
Yeah, and you gotta do something to differentiate that. So they might have to bring somebody in the camp that's gonna help him with that with some changes that he needs to make. But
everybody gonna start doing to him.
You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. I'm sure Rayo got that from that. What was the other guy? What was the other guy that gave him the trouble, but he pulled it out?
Giovanni Cabrera.
Right, and I'm sure Rayo, Robert Garcia, and them, they watched that fight and said,
Well, you see yourself as a much bigger fighter. I'm taller than him. I have a longer reach than he does. And on top of that, I hit harder than he does. So I'm going to capitalize off of what he did.
Yeah.
And I'm going to take advantage on the fact that, he doesn't make adjustments. And that's what happened. I mean, it was a close fight. I didn't think it was as bad as a lot of people thought it was. I thought, you could even, I could see how you could give the fight to Pitbull.
One judge gave it to him.
I could see it. And I could see it in the fact. Well, I can't see it in a wide margin score. Like, if you give it to him, it's 115, 113.
113, that's what it was. Well, exactly was. The one judge that gave it to him, 115, 113, yeah.
And I could see how you can get it that way. But I could also see how some of those rounds you can give to the other person, and then it could be to him. So like, it was a good fight. I definitely thought Rayo beat him. Yeah. I thought he did more than he needed, more than Pitbull, and I think he did enough to pull that victory out. But I could see how you could give it to Pitbull, because if you score certain things more weighted, then you're gonna favor Pitbull. But to me, like, all four criteria are there for a reason. So you gotta scale it on the four criteria. And whoever ticks the four boxes most, that's who wins the fight.
That's who's supposed to win. Yeah.
That's who's supposed to win.
Right? Yeah.
Because I will always stand on that because of two fights. The Pernell Whitaker, Julio Cesar Chavez fight, and the Pernell Whitaker, Oscar De La Hoya fight. Yeah. And the Pernell Whitaker, Julio Cesar Chavez fight, the man barely got hit, threw more punches, outlanded him, and lost the fight. Now, granted, Julio Cesar was the champion, so I give a little bit more leeway to the people that sat down and scored that fight than I do the De La Hoya fight, because De La Hoya was not the champion.
He knocked him down, didn't he?
Yeah, he knocked him down. I thought he knocked him down twice, but they only credited for one. Yeah, and he outpunched and outlanded. I mean, clearly. How do you lose that fight?
Corruption.
So like, he's the champion. He outpunched him. He outlanded him, and on top of that, he knocked him down. And he loses the fight.
Yeah, the Golden Boy.
Yeah, and that shows you the scale of true upside. I mean, the weight, and from that moment forward, I gotta give Oscar his due, because that dude did everything to hold that belt with the best regard. Yeah. Like, I'm saying Canelo can't mess with Oscar, prime versus prime.
No.
Now,
I don't think so.
now it got to be a weight that Oscar fought at, not some weight that he didn't fight at. But in prime versus prime, I don't see Canelo holding.
And Canelo fought down there. I would say like 154.
Yeah, 154. Canelo prime versus prime. I don't think he beats Oscar De La Hoya.
I don't think he do either.
Matter of fact, the top 5 Mexican boxers, I don't believe he beats.
I think Oscar beat him by a wide margin. You know?
Yeah, Oscar was tough, man. So yeah. But like I said, you know, it's hard to say stuff like that because of never not being in the ring. But what I see from Oscar and what I see from Canelo, I just see a lot more variance in Oscar's game than I do in Canelo.
Okay.
I think both of them hit hard. I'm pretty sure Canelo hits a little harder. He's a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
As far as his weight.
Definitely hit a little harder. And he can take
Oscar was fast. Oscar had defense. Oscar could move.
It's gonna be a decision if Oscar wins because he ain't stopping Canelo.
No, he ain't stopping him. If he stop him, then he the man. But like it would be hard to stop him because I seen Canelo get hit with some dynamite and seemed like
G. Hardest I ever seen get was Triple G.
That Triple G fight was both of them. The hardest I ever seen people get hit.
Yeah. And Canelo just looked at him and swung back at him. I was like, damn.
Canelo was no joke in that fight. No joke.
Yeah.
Well, all right then, Cass.
Yeah, we're gonna get on out of here, T-Hill.
All right,
I have to start dropping the link a little bit earlier, man. But I appreciate it.
For sure.
You have a good one. We're gonna go check out The Voice. Be back tomorrow. Okay, everybody. Appreciate Thomas Hill, 1,000%. We're gonna get ready to get out of here. Tomorrow is the biggest upset. Okay. And we will be here tomorrow because if it's Monday through Friday at 2 p.m., it's the Box Historian, bringing you all that boxing history. And everybody have a great afternoon. Let's go on over here and see what The Voice is talking about. I think he's talking about Shakur today and starting some kind of camp. But everybody have a good one. Appreciate Thomas for always coming up helping me out. I'm out.